Marching in the light of God. Thanks, Mike. My meditation this morning will be brief, but I'd like to start by sharing the words of the 23rd Psalm, because I'm not sure how it is for you, but when I go through a tough time like we all are right now, I like to kind of resort to those words that I've heard over and over again that kind of bring a bit of strength. And maybe because you probably know the 23rd Psalm, wherever you're watching this from, your living room, your kitchen, maybe we can all say it together. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures, and he leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. For thou art with me, and thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I need those still waters, to calm the soul and to calm the restless spirit. Those words to kind of hold us up when we're afraid, to remind us of what is certain in a now uncertain world. So this morning I opened the door and I stood outside and I looked over our version of the River Jordan, which is called LaGrange Road. And I saw the orange sky. I saw the lightness and the darkness coming together. I saw the sun beginning its journey upward. And on the one hand, I saw the purity and the majesty and the innocence of God's creation. In fact, as I was thinking about this, one of our members who moved to Michigan texted me a spirit of the sunrise as it was rising over the lake where they live. On the other hand, we know that the purity of God's creation can be invaded. And today, as each one of us lives with the virus, the magic of God's creation can get put on the back burner, and now we're striving to live and to survive one day at a time. And we will. Together, all of us will get through this. It's ironic, in all the years that I've preached here, I've never preached to an empty church. I've often wondered after a bad sermon whether the church or anybody will come the next Sunday. I've always worried about an empty church, and now it's kind of real. But as empty as our sanctuary is this morning, in a way, it's never been so full. Because this morning, this church is full of you. It's full of your spirit. It's full of your goodness and grace. It's full of your unconditional love and sharing. Our church this morning is full of ordinary folks and ordinary moments. It's full of the spirits of first responders and firefighters and cops. Our church is full of grocery store workers and delivery men and women. It's full of prayers and donations, nurses and doctors and aides who take care of those who are the most fragile. Our church is still full of a love bucket that will never, ever go away. It's full of those of you who are worried and scared about taking care of those you love. Our church is full of those of you who just want an opportunity to give something to make the world better for at least one other person. But please know our church is never empty, because our church is you. It's the way you treat others. It's the way you respond. It's the way you live your life. So this morning we're all in different places. Most of us are home. We're self-contained. We're a combination of worried and scared and loving and caring, moments of despair and moments of hope. That's who we are today. There's probably going to be times when you just sit and think and you kind of cry. Well, don't forget, tears are cleansing. There might even be a few moments of laughter along the way, because sometimes you just got to laugh in the midst of despair, because tears and laughter are cleansing. They're human. It's part of who we are. One of our members the other day asked her neighbor if her neighbor would, when they go to the store, would bring her home a bit of flour and rice. And later that day, she opens her front door. There's a 25-pound bag of flour and a 25-pound bag of rice. She said, that's enough to feed me until, well, I'll give it to my kids when I leave this earth. And I think of those words, ask and you shall receive, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened. Love is patient, love is kind, love bears all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. I think of that sign on my wall that I'll read when I leave the church this morning. It says, courage does not always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. I will try again, and so will you. Love you all. Thanks for being here.